Hi-li-ho, neighbourinos.
Hi.
And welcome to 742 Evergreen Terrace, The Simpsons podcast.
The
Bart. I think we've done that joke before.
Probably.
Yeah,
it's funny though.
Quite a big one, isn't it? So anyway, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we've got together for a Simpsons episode. Yeah, I don't know if you rewatched this episode or not.
No, I just went through my notes this morning. I was pretty confident with this one.
Yeah, me too. I was planning on watching it again, but I thought, it's
pretty familiar with it.
Yeah. Anyway, So I can't remember exactly how I started this. I probably should have listened back over another episode, but I know there's something about rolling an intro.
Yeah.
Why do people run from me?
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-T.
Eat my shorts.
Where nothing can possibly go wrong.
Homer, I gotta go upstairs. There's a problem. Somebody ate part of my lunch.
They taste like burning.
Don't have to be careful. I got a gun.
Ay, caramba.
Well, you could wake up dead tomorrow.
Well, I'm talking math, and the other day I was a little affected to no help.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Okay, get out. The last time you'll flop your willy out. Ow! Oh, they're defending themselves somehow. Brandishing your buttock is only getting me angrier.
I want to see what's going on.
No, Mother, don't look out the window.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy slander. You're not that brilliant. Good advice.
No one who speaks German can be an evil man.
Yeah, you're like pina colada and getting caught in the rain. Why, you little...
Yeah, so we are discussing episode 6, series 1, episode 6.
We are, but not yet.
Not yet?
No, we're going to talk about what happened this week.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Simpsons history.
Oh, yeah, the news segment. Yeah, well, we don't get to that just yet, do we? I go through my little bits and pieces first, don't I? Because maybe I should set the groundwork for you.
Yeah,
Episode 6, Moaning Lisa, and first aired on the 11th of February 1990. Over to you, Tom.
Yes, 11th of February 1990. So this week in history.
Yeah.
Of when this aired, and we got two pretty big things that happened this week.
Oh, okay.
And they happened on the same day as well.
Ooh.
And they happened on the same day this aired.
Oh.
So not just the same week.
Not just the week, the same day.
Two rather big, one rather big news story and one big sporting happening.
11th of February 1990.
So yeah, you can kind of guess the big world event if you want.
American or British or other?
Other.
Oh, other. Ooh.
And it's got nothing to do with Berlin Wall or anything like that.
No, because I was thinking, that's 92, isn't it?
So it's not related to Britain or America.
Ooh.
Or Europe.
Chernobyl?
No.
Okay. Oh, or not Europe, you said, didn't you? Yeah, I don't know.
Free Nelson Mandela.
Oh, yeah.
I'm begging you. Yep. Nelson Mandela was released on this day after 27 years incarcerated.
And the first thing he did was went and watched The Simpsons. Totally.
Yeah, it was a big episode. He was like, Bleeding Gums Murphy, he's my guy.
He's like, I must go and watch Moaning Lisa. I love Bleeding Gums Murphy. His saxophone, man, he's so good.
I mean, he might have watched the sporting event on the same day it happened. I don't know, or not. It would have worked out. I don't know, for the time difference or whatever.
I'm assuming it's a build-up to Italia 90? Or
No, it's actually...
it's an American one, then.
It's, kind of American. So it happened in Japan. Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson in Japan for the world heavyweight title. One of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Mike Tyson was pretty much the man in boxing at that point, the most famous boxer in the world. Probably would be for the next, till now probably.
Who would win, Mike Tyson or Dredrick Tatum?
I don't think that was. It's just a coincidence. They sound.
That's a dream.
They sound quite
That's
similar.
a dream fight that would be, wouldn't it? You know.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where the Simpsons got the inspiration for
no idea. Just pure muse just into his head. Yeah.
However, I'm not finished quite there just yet. There is one more event which I was quite shocked at when I did research. So in this week in history, the musician Billy Idol had a motorbike crash and then he lost his leg.
Oh, okay.
That, however, is not the fact that I'm quite surprised at. The fact was that shortly after he got a phone call from James Cameron.
Okay.
Of Titanic fame.
Yeah, but I'm assuming
Alien
this
fame.
Is something to do with Terminator at this point, right?
Yeah. He got a phone call from James Cameron about appearing in Terminator 2 as the T-1000.
Oh.
Which I was shocked about reading. So he went to...
Wow, okay.
According to Billy Idol, he went to the set and spoke to James Cameron, and he was limping around the set, which was a problem. Mm-hmm. He was saying that the T-1000 needs to run.
Yeah.
So eventually he didn't get the part. Obviously, Robert Patrick got the part and did a fantastic job as the T-1000. So yeah, Billy Idol was the original choice to play.
On that front, quickly, I learned an interesting fact, going off topic slightly. It's not about The Simpsons, but hey, we love everything here, right? Robert Patrick, apparently, you know the scene where he has to chase the motorbike?
I know he chases the car because he used the...
Yeah.
Himself to hold
no, when he chases John Connor.
Oh,
on the dirt bike.
in the lorry. He gets in the lorry and chases him.
Just before that, when he's running after him first.
Okay.
So before the lorry scene, yeah. So when he's chasing him first, when he's doing the.
Yes.
Apparently, he worked on being able to run without breathing, because if you look at that scene, he's just like.
Oh wow!
Because he's a robot, he doesn't need to run.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So he actually worked on that in the time building up to the film, and apparently he got so good at it that they had to tell him to slow down because he kept catching the motorbike before they got the footage that they needed.
Okay, yeah.
Which I thought is like, wow, he's an actor, but like he got to the point where he could outrun a dirt bike without breathing. I thought that was
good
pretty
method
amazing.
acting right there. I need to feel my part as this thinking robot.
Daniel Day-Lewis, eat your heart out, right?
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
But yeah, Billy Idol. Wow, that would have been a different film, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming that's just like trying to cash in on the name. I'm guessing at that point.
Yeah, but I imagine so. I imagine it was not as at his height of his career as he would be in the mid '80s.
Was he really known for acting at any point? No, I
don't know, but I mean, certainly looks wise, I could see it. But hey, anyway.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. But he's like, I can't, James, I've just lost my leg.
Well,
and he's like, it's perfect.
Nearly lost his leg.
Don't worry about it, you can grow it back, you're a robot.
Yeah. I'm not actually a robot.
You're not? Sorry, we can't give you this part then. I need an actual robot.
But yeah, that's my facts for the week. This week in history.
Very interesting week. Thank you very much, Tom. Well, on to the episode. So, opening credits. The chalkboard gag reads, I will not instigate revolution.
Hilarious.
Wonderful. And the couch gag, this time, Maggie is squeezed off of the couch. We have a bit of a theme.
What idea will I come up with next time?
Going on. Who's going to get squeezed off next, right? So, yeah, that's pretty much, that's Bart, Homer, and Maggie all been squeezed off.
So you've got 2 options to go.
2 more to go.
We've Plus Grandpa, if you want to do that.
A few more episodes yet, but yeah, so that's
Pat and Selma.
3 of the 5 main core Simpsons family that have been squeezed off of the sofa.
Santa's little helper.
But the difference is that she is actually caught by Marge. She's not.
Yeah, she is.
She doesn't hit the floor.
She's a baby. You can't let that happen to a baby.
Well, can you? I don't know.
Babies aren't stupid.
Did you know this episode is the subject of a creepypasta? Do you know what creepypastas are?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, so basically it's like stories that people write online that are supposedly true. Like paranormal, strange occurrences. It's like this whole community of like creepypastas. It kind of moved into the SCP region and stuff like that. But creepypastas are stories that people have made up online. But yeah, it's the subject of a creepypasta called Dead Bart. Supposedly Bart was supposed to die in this episode, according to this creepypasta.
Sure. The star of the show.
But apparently it also has a scene in it where I think Lisa or someone visits the graveyard, and a lot of the tombstones read the guest appearances, actors who've made guest appearances on The Simpsons after this point. It reads their names on the tombstones and the days that they died. So, like, Michael Jackson was in it, and then other ones that have been in it and died, apparently. There is a podcast episode that taught me about this. I will link that in the description, so you can go and check it out for yourself if you would like to. But I thought that was pretty strange. Did you know, considering the actual topic of the episode, childhood depression, and all of that.
Yeah,
so
I mean, it's not the first time the Simpsons have covered depression.
No, we had Homer almost killing himself earlier on in the series, didn't we? Yeah. So
Bart being depressed about being a little
Ay, caramba!
because he couldn't get the job done in the schoolyard like a real man.
And there was a funeral scene in that as well.
There was indeed, yeah.
We open the show with Lisa sad in the bathroom, staring at the mirror, sighing. This is a big and random character change for Lisa, I've put. It's obviously more like her character going forward in the rest of the show, but considering the episodes that we've seen so far, it's a massive swerve. There's like been no indication that she even has emotions, let alone...
I mean, they've given a lot more time to Lisa in this episode, really.
Obviously, this is a very...
obviously her episode, and I think they kind of needed to do that, really. She's been pretty much a side character, isn't she, so far?
I mean, would you even call her a character up to this point? She's just been... It's like Marge. Marge is kind of that. I mean, neither of them are really...
Yeah, they haven't really had time to iron out their personalities.
Marge had the scene where she got drunk, obviously, which...
Disgusting.
Kind of fueled the episode a little bit, but Lisa, yeah.
If your mum was behaving like that in public, you would be depressed, wouldn't you? Eh?
We cut to Homer looking for his keys in the kitchen, and Bart starts trolling him, trying to tell him, have you checked here? Have you checked here? Knowing that he has no idea where the keys are. But he's like, check this spot, check this spot.
He left them in the front door.
Lisa finds them in the front door, yes.
Yeah, which is something we've all done, right?
No.
Left keys in the front door?
No, I've never done that. I've never left my keys, never lost my keys.
Oh.
Well, I lost my keys once, but I knew exactly where they were.
Ah, okay.
They went down a drain.
Bye-bye keys.
Yeah, pretty much. Bye-bye wallet.
Got your wallet.
But yeah, I've never... Have you left your keys in the front door then, have you?
Yeah.
Overnight?
I'm not sure overnight, but yeah, I definitely have before. I wondered where they were, yeah. But obviously nothing untoward has happened because of it, you know.
How do we know? How do we know you aren't a replicant?
How do I know that? Yeah. How do we know that we know that I know?
Maybe you're a body snatcher.
Shh.
Yeah. And there are only 2 cupcakes left for 3 people. Marge is obviously very terrible at baking.
Yeah.
Another cupcake. Trigger.
Well, I mean, luckily that there's circumstances which Lisa is too depressed.
Too depressed for a cupcake, yeah.
So it's not a problem, really. So, in the end,
she obviously doesn't eat her feelings. So
no, that's a good thing.
Is it? We cut to Lisa's music class where they're playing the British national anthem.
Lisa, there's no room for crazy bebop in my country 'tis of thee.
But Mr. Largo, that's what my country's all about.
What?
I'm wailing out for the homeless family living out of its car. The Iowa farmer whose land has been taken away by unfeeling bureaucrats. The West Virginia coal miner coughing...
Well, that's all fine and good, but Lisa, none of those unpleasant people are going to be at the recital next week. Now, class, from the top. 5, 6, 7...
It's good to see. And they
Good to see the Americans have completely lost their roots.
Yeah, you know, they recognise where they come from, which is very good. They get the name wrong, but they're only American. What do you expect? My country 'tis of thee.
Okay.
Sweet land of liberty, God save the king. No, wait, that's not how it goes. Lisa decides to jazz it up a little bit.
Oh.
How dare she? How very dare she? This is the British national anthem that you're talking about, woman. You don't mess with a classic like that.
I mean, it's a bit dull though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. I mean, we've had this discussion.
I mean, we're British. We can criticise it.
Yeah, we're allowed to. You're not
fine.
Dirty colonist.
No.
You know your place.
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah, she gets had a go at by her teacher.
Yeah, she's not happy with us.
Saying that there's no room for personal expression.
No, there shouldn't be. No, there's be strict laws.
Yeah, music is not the place to express yourself, all right? Music should be rigid and structured.
No.
Never express yourself. Do not step outside your comfort zone. Do not experiment.
Absolutely not.
Follow the rules, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously more fuel for her depressive fire. We move to lunchtime in the cafeteria.
Food fight.
Dodgeball in PE. And Lisa is too sad to do anything. She doesn't eat at lunch. She doesn't play dodgeball.
It's relatable, though.
She doesn't join in the food fight.
It's relatable. Sometimes we're just too sad to do.
Go! Are you too sad to join in a food fight?
I mean, I don't know. I've never been in a situation where this has happened.
I don't think I've been in many food fights, to be honest with you. I think we had a couple at Christmas once. But then my mum started getting angry with us, so we stopped doing it.
I mean, let's face it, it's stupid, isn't it?
I don't
it's a waste of food, and B, you're just getting messed up.
Yeah, you just get...
What is the point?
You got to go clean up, and the food's ruined. You can't.
Unless you're in a setting which is, you know, let's say, I don't know, picnic. You've had a food fight and a picnic. You don't have to clean up after yourself, really.
But even then, you've brought limited amounts of food.
Yeah.
What if you're hungry afterwards?
They might have brought too much food.
Is there such thing?
Why are we talking about this?
Because food's important, damn it. You got to eat your feelings and never waste any food. If there's no such thing as too much food. If there's food left over, you force it down.
Yeah, this is very bad advice. But there is more. There's much worse advice to come in this episode.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I'm gonna get to it.
We have a B plot.
A B plot?
We have a B plot. The first episode.
This is one of my favourites.
That has a B plot. The B plot. Yeah, I love this. I think the B plot is better than the main story, to be honest.
The main story is Lisa, isn't it? I mean, come on.
I mean, Lisa is a pretty dull character, isn't she?
I'm not saying that this whole plot with Lisa is interesting. It's a decent story, but the B plot is
I think the
much
problem,
more funnier.
I think the problem with the main story is that the random character that gets introduced is the most interesting factor of the story. We'll get to that, but I think that's the problem. Whereas the B plot, first ever B plot in the show, and it's great. I love this B plot. I think it's amazing. So it's Homer and Bart playing a boxing video game.
Record of 48 wins and no losses, the undisputed champ of this house, battling Bart Simpson. And in the lavender trunks, with a record of 0 wins and 48 defeats, humiliating defeats, all of them by knockout.
Must you do this every time?
Homer, the human punching bag, Simpson.
Stupid joystick!
Whoa, 3 seconds, folks, a new record.
Hey, no, I'm not.
Super Slugfest.
Is that what it's called? Super Slugfest, yeah. Oh, it's great. Very much based on Mike Tyson boxing from the era.
Did you notice the game console's on top of the TV?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not very practical, is it?
No, because you got the leads coming down in front of it. It's just you put it underneath, don't you? It's just. I guess that way no one trips over the leads because you can definitely see them. Whereas if they're coming across, yes, boys and girls of a certain age, games consoles used to have leads attached to the controllers,
and TVs just have tops on top of them.
TVs used to have top. Oh my god, that is something you don't even think of anymore. TVs had top. Oh my god, that thought has never occurred to me until just this moment. Wow.
Yeah. TVs had tops on top of them.
My God, I'm old. And they weighed a ton.
Yeah.
They weighed a ton. Oh, my God. You would rather move a mattress than a TV. Those things were so freaking heavy.
I think a bit far there. But okay.
Really?
It depends how big the TV is.
I mean, we had like a 32-inch TV, which weighed like 3 metric tons, I'm sure of it. It was so 32 inches. I'm saying it's massive. Yeah, but what I would like to say is it's a very advanced game for 1990. You can make your own characters. The graphics look pretty good. I think that it's a pretty advanced looking game for 1990 for the games consoles that were available at the time.
Also, it's not real. This is not a real game.
What? Are you saying I can't play Super Slugfest down at my local arcade?
No, it's a cartoon. This is not a real game.
Son of a...
So you can make it as advanced as you want, I guess.
But I mean, for 1990, to have the foresight to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like a game that could have come out in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
When did Mike Tyson's Punch-Out come out?
That was like really early 90s.
So
maybe
that
80s.
Was inspired by that?
Yeah, I think it was the inspiration for it. It could have been late 80s, I think, maybe. But yeah, I think that's clearly the inspiration for this game. Is the Mike Tyson game. But I mean, yeah, that didn't have like creating your own characters. You played as one guy who had green gloves, and that was it. That was all. Yeah, that was your guy. You played as that guy. But yeah, I think the fact that you can create your own characters, and they both look like Bart and Homer. Yeah. I think that's really interesting. Is this the first instance of blood that's been shown on the show as well?
Possibly, yeah. Did Bart not get a bloody nose or something from Nelson or anything like that?
Nelson's nose bled. I think
you made me bleed my own
blood. That's definitely before this, obviously.
Yeah.
Is that the first one? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I wouldn't really want to go back. Homer's got a pretty impressive win record, though, in this game, right?
Oh, mate. Ooh, God, the skills that this guy has. Lay it on us.
48 wins for Bart with no losses. So Homer's very competitive here.
All by knockout as well, aren't they?
Homer the Human Punching Bag Simpson is the nickname that Bart has given him. I
also really like the ending cuts on this game as well, which are really like one of them's the funeral.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Like the ending cuts on this game are great as well. I would really like to play this game.
Yeah, Homer gets put in a coffin and buried.
Yeah.
And he loses the fight. Yeah. And Bart's fighter dances on the grave. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And you would notice that we've been speaking more about this small little section than we have the entire beginning of this episode with Lisa. But we come back round to that again. Now, the family want to question Lisa about why she's sad.
They get a note from school.
Yeah, they get a note from school and they want to know what's
Lisa
going on.
Lisa refuses to play dodgeball because she is sad. And does she get sent home for that? I don't know. But
she didn't get sent home.
They give her a note.
Yeah, there's a note that comes home and then they ask her what's wrong. I've written down here big problems, but I don't remember why I wrote that. But moving on to that, Homer punishes Bart, which I think is a really good joke.
What, he has to vacuum the floor?
Yeah, but like, you know, like you got in times of trouble, you gotta go with what you know.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa, she goes, she wonders what's the point of her existing when there's so much suffering in the world. Like, oh my god! I'm like, so.
Is that why I wrote Big Problems? Maybe that's why.
That's
I wrote
what she
Big
says.
Problems.
Yeah, and then.
Like, these are very big problems for, like...
Homer tries to play
8?
horsey with Lisa.
Yeah.
She's not interested because she's depressed, obviously.
But it's like...
He punishes Bart.
She's like 8 years old. How many 8-year-olds do you know about the state of the world? I mean, we are supposed to believe, but then we haven't been shown anything to show that she is politically aware and that she's a genius and anything like that yet in the show. So why are we to assume that this random 8-year-old girl knows all about it? Looking back on it now from the perspective that we have...
I mean... I'm not going to pretend to know what I knew at 8 years old. I can't remember that far back. But did I know about the existence of poor people? Yeah, probably.
Homelessness,
poverty.
War, genocide.
Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
There's no snow in Africa.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm sure, the kids would have been aware of that at that age. I don't know.
But, yeah, well, she goes to have a bath, and she has a very, very quick bath.
And then Bart gets mad at Lisa.
Yeah.
Because he got punished.
Yeah, which, I mean, is a legit thing when you're a 10-year-old kid. I mean, you're the one that's in trouble. Why am I being punished? Yeah, so...
And they argue over Maggie.
Yeah. And they decide to have a competition over who Maggie loves the most.
Who Maggie loves more.
Well, I certainly had fun vacuuming. Maybe now I'll get the pleasure of scrubbing your tub.
So typical of Bart. All he thinks about is himself.
Hey, don't say stuff like that about me to Maggie. She's on my side anyway.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
Is too.
Is not.
Is too. Watch, I'll prove it. Maggie, come to the one you love best.
No, Maggie! Come here, girl. Come to me.
Come on, Maggie. The choice is obvious.
No, Maggie. Don't go for the glitter. Look for substance. All right, Maggie. Just go to Bart.
Exactly. Come to the one you love best.
And who does she love the most?
Maggie walks over to her true love, the TV, of course, and gives the TV a hug.
That's right.
That's going to be a lifelong friend for Maggie.
Which takes after her dad, because her dad does the same thing as well.
I mean, the TV's going to outlast anything in her life, right?
Yeah. No matter what happens in life, no matter who comes and who goes, TV is always there. They may not always have tops.
No.
But they will be there.
Coronation Street will always be on.
Oh, God.
And Emmerdale. EastEnders. Country File.
Lisa starts playing the saxophone in her room. And Homer makes her cry.
Yeah, he moans at her for playing it too loud.
After the video game again.
Yeah, he loses
again.
And we did see the animation with the dancing on the grave, yeah.
And he blames it on Lisa's saxophone, obviously, that he couldn't concentrate.
Must be known as over 48 times he lost as well.
Yeah, some sort of crazy
saxophone did it, yeah.
Stupid sax. We get a funny line. I'll just work on my fingering.
Yep, I've got that circled here. Lisa says she will work on her fingering.
Yep. Phrasing. Not the kind of word that you want to hear from an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. She hears sax music, sweet soul sax music.
Careless Whisper. Coming from outside.
If only it was Careless Whisper.
That's best sax.
Great song. Baker Street.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. It's between those two, I think, the best sax use in a song.
Or that, was it Calibres?
No. Does Baker Street get used in this episode? It does, doesn't it?
No, you're thinking of the episode where Bleeding Gums Murphy dies.
Oh, okay. It's
and
that one.
Flashback.
Okay. You just mentioned it.
Yeah, it's the flashback. Sorry, when special guest number 1 dies later on, But it doesn't matter.
Simba, avenge my death.
They were never popular. It's fine. Yeah, she hears the sweet soul saxophone music coming through her window and decides that she has to find out where it's coming from. And
bad parenting here.
Bad parenting, but also, like, the noise seems to travel very, very, very far.
It's very advanced saxophone, very loud.
It's got like a loudspeaker attached to it.
Yeah.
Testing. Because she leaves her house and seems to be walking for ages. I can't remember whether it turns from day to night as well, or if she left during the night. I can't remember, but by the time
it's still dark. I can't remember.
By the time she finds where the music's coming from, it's night time anyway. I cannot remember whether she started during the day and left at night. Started during the day and arrived at night, or if she left during the night as well. I can't remember. But yeah, she seems to be gone for a very long time before her parents realise. But we'll get to that bit in a moment. She walks clear across the other side of town, being able to hear this saxophone. I mean, how loud is this sax? I'm not sure. And we are introduced to special guest number 1, Bleeding Gums Murphy, who is playing his saxophone on a bridge.
Saxophone.
Sax on a bridge. Mm-hmm. I want to have sax on the bridge. Come on in.
He was never popular.
So introduced to Bleeding Gums Murphy.
It's a great nickname.
Why is he called Bleeding Gums Murphy?
For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons?
Bleeding gums.
Yeah. Why does he have bleeding gums?
Because he's not very good with dental hygiene.
He doesn't. He's never been to the dentist, apparently.
Never?
Never.
Wow.
That's what he says. He says he's never been to the dentist. So, what do you make of this character? Apparently he was never popular, but...
He's pretty cool. Pretty cool guy. I imagine he is... If this is a real-life situation, this guy would stink and smell bad and look much worse than he is in this cartoon.
What makes you think that?
Because first of all, his dental hygiene is terrible. He's playing saxophone on a bridge. Is he homeless? Is it established?
I don't know.
I don't think he is because he's playing in a jazz club later.
But one thing I would like to point out is that he walks around wearing flip-flops.
Okay, if they're comfortable for him, that's cool.
But, like, he wears, like, a suit with flip-flops. So
Was he wearing socks with those flip-flops?
I mean, it's early Simpsons, so it's hard to tell whether he was wearing socks or they just badly animated his feet.
Okay.
But yeah, he's
like
going...
a pop-up Brit, you got to wear socks.
White socks. Crystal clear white socks. Right up to the middle of your shin.
I hate wearing sandals or flip-flops. I hate them. They hurt my feet.
Flip-flops for sure. Sandals. I haven't had a pair of sandals since I was a kid.
I'm just not used to them.
Sliders I don't have a problem with, but I only wear them around the house. I don't wear them like... I got used to that when I lived in the Middle East because the floors are like all marble. So they get quite cold when you wake up in the morning, and then when the sun's on them, they get really freaking hot. So you wear the sliders or flip-flops or something just so that you're not bare feet on the floor.
Fair enough.
Anyway, yeah, Middle East aside. Marge back at home in her bed. They're both gone to bed. They've both gone to bed, and they don't realise that their 8-year-old daughter's not at home.
Nah, I mean, it can happen, but, you know.
Which would make me think that she did leave while it was light, because Homer and Bart were just playing the computer. Then he comes up and yells at her. Then she says she's going to work on her fingering. Then he leaves the room, and then she hears the sax music straight away. So it can't be that late, because, like, next scene they're in bed, like, fast asleep.
Yeah.
So she must have been gone for hours, like walking for hours. Again, I reiterate, how loud is this saxophone that she's walking around for hours and she finds it clear across the other side of town? Also, how long was this guy playing this one song for?
Why does no one else hear it apart from Lisa?
Yeah, if you can hear it, like in this random house miles away, why can't people right on top of him be going, gee, that is freaking loud, man, can you stop?
Yeah, call the police.
Call the police come along, noise disturbances.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, her parents are in bed, asleep, and Marge is having a dream about her childhood. And it's a dream where her mum is basically telling her, don't go outside sad. You have to always be smiling all the time.
Yeah.
Never show people that you're sad because it reflects badly on me as a mother.
Which is pretty bad advice.
I mean, yeah. Marge's mum doesn't seem very nice anyway. Her whole family doesn't seem particularly nice. But yeah, that's a very bad advice. Never show anyone that you're sad because people will think I'm a bad mum. That sounds like child abuse.
But luckily, Marge does not use that advice later.
No.
Spoiler alert.
She wouldn't dream of doing that. Yeah.
She's a better mum than that. Moving on to Homer.
Homer's dream. He dreams he's in the boxing computer game. What was the name of the game again? Super
Slugfest.
Super Slugfest. He dreams he's in the game fighting Bart.
Oh, that's real problems right there. Forget your bottling up your depression. Have to go out and face people.
Yeah, dreaming.
You got trapped in a computer game.
Yeah, like Tron. Okay, so if you were going to get trapped in a game, what game would you like to get trapped in?
That's a random question. What game would I be trapped in?
Yeah, like I don't think I'd want to be trapped in a fighting game.
No,
because you just want to break. Like I don't want to fight anymore. Just please stop hitting me for a while.
I mean, any video game where you don't come to much harm in would probably be your pick, but you don't know which video game would that be, because most of them involve dying in some capacity.
Straight away, The Sims.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, because I can cheat. I know all the cheats. I can have a really nice house. No one ever has to go to work. Money just keeps coming into your account with you just sitting there. You never have to do anything.
Your house could get burnt down though.
That's only if you're an idiot. I wouldn't be an idiot. I'd actually be me in the games. I'd be like, well, I know not to leave the oven on and go to bed. Like, you know, I know these kind of things. Like, and also, like, if like the sink's overflowing, I don't just stand there going, oh, I'd turn the sink off.
Get the point, yeah.
That'd be a pretty good game to get stuck in.
I mean, Grand Theft Auto, if you want some excitement.
I mean, that would be fun. I mean, again, you could just be normal for a while. I'm just going to sit and watch TV today.
You could get stuck in a football game, but then how much would you be playing football? Like, I'm tired, man. I want to play more football.
Bench all the time, yeah. Put me in the team, are you? Come on.
But the one you wouldn't want to be, it's Silent Hill, right?
Or Resident Evil.
Oh, yeah, Resident Evil.
Or something like that,
yeah. Doom.
Some kind of horror game. Yeah, Doom. Oh, God, yeah, you just constantly wave upon wave like, all the time. Oh, God. But, yeah, put up your dukes, Homer. And he gets beaten, obviously, in his dream a lot.
And he wakes up screaming.
Yeah.
Drool coming out of his mouth.
And Marge is like, oh, you've had a bad dream about Lisa too. And like,
yeah. Sure, yeah.
There we go. I've written this here. They're all in bed, but Lisa is still out with a total stranger.
Yep.
They have a jamming session. Lisa's problems sound pretty pathetic. Even Bleeding Gums Murphy seems to agree that her life doesn't sound that bad.
They play a Heartbreak Hotel ripoff.
Well, I can't help you, kid. I'm just a terrific horn player with tons of soul. But I can jam with you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so lonely since my baby left me. I got no money and nothing is free. Oh, I've been so lonely since the day I was born. All I got is this rusty old horn.
I got a bratty brother. He bugs me every day. And this morning my own mother, she gave my last cupcake away. My dad acts like he belongs in the zoo. the saddest kid in grade number 2.
You know, you play pretty well for someone with no real problems.
Yeah, but I don't feel any better.
The blues isn't about feeling better. It's about making other people feel worse.
Basically. Yeah, they basically do that, don't they?
Oh my god, I never... Jude, you're blowing my mind today. I never even realised that either. I just thought this was just a random...
It was pretty obvious.
I just thought it was a random...
I mean, it sounds like Heartbreak Hotel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Down at the end of Jabroni Drive. Smackdown Hotel.
Wow. But yeah, Bleeding Gums Murphy even says that her problems seem pretty pathetic and she needs to kind of get over it.
She's a child, yeah? He's an adult. Adults have real problems.
I like there's a good joke here. The blues aren't about feeling better. It's about making others feel worse. I like that joke.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty funny, yeah. My job as a blues musician is not to feel better. It's about making everyone else feel just as crappy as I do.
Yeah. Make people feel your pain.
Does Heartbreak Hotel make you feel Elvis's pain?
Can't say I listen to it that much, to be honest.
No.
Like when I go for sad music, I don't tend to get to obvious.
Listen to Elton John sad songs, yeah. We turn on those sad songs. What do you listen to when you're sad? You brought this topic up, so I'm just going with the flow.
I don't tend to listen to anything, specifically when I feel sad, I'd listen to this or anything like that. It just happens to be...
Do you have that mood, though, sometimes when you feel crap and you just want to listen to stuff to make you feel worse?
Yeah, I mean, usually it'll be something that was a lot of shouting in it.
Okay.
So you can take...
So aggressive anger.
Yeah, and you take your frustration out on that.
Sometimes I like listening to stuff that, I know is going to make me cry. Anyway.
Nothing compares.
No, not really that, but that never really upset me, that song.
No.
No. Or Everybody Hurts by R.E.M. No, those aren't the kind of songs I'm talking about. Yeah, we're not going to get into that right now. No one wants to.
Leave your favourite sad song in the comments.
Marge finally realises that she has a child missing, but seems pretty chill about it. I mean, she does pull up like a, screeching tyres and then just like, Lisa, get in the car.
Get away from that jazz man.
Yeah. No offence, but, I'm trained to...
Well, at least she finally realised, so...
So, but, she's obviously... has unconscious bias towards black men, and that's what the real problem is, I think. Here.
Oh, you think a bit of racism going on, yeah?
Yeah, good old fashioned.
It's not actually not something anything to do with a complete stranger.
No, racism
with bad hygiene.
No. If it was a white man, she would have been fine with him.
I mean, this
or yellow man even.
I will say one thing: this has a deeply horrible effect on Homer. Because in the next scene we see him sitting on the sofa eating pork rinds. So he's obviously not that cut up about it.
He's eating his feelings. There you go. That's what he's doing. Yes.
Actually, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've written that down. Cut to Homer on the couch. Fire damaged bowling alley. I wrote because that came on the news, and then he starts crying. And Marge again thinks it's about Lisa.
What is it? This fire affects loads of places in Springfield.
Yeah.
The Art Centre, the National History Museum, Symphony Hall, and the worst of all, Barney's Bowler-Armour. Which, of course, Homer has a deep connection to.
They have a lot of very sophisticated buildings in Springfield as well.
It's a pretty big place, man.
Yeah.
It's like one of the biggest cities in America, right?
Biggest cities in the world, I think. It's got freaking everything in it. Apparently it's just a town, though. It's not a city.
I don't know. We never know where it is or anything, do we?
It's got everything, though.
It affects Homer, though, deeply, because he just starts choking on his pork rinds.
Yeah. We get another good prank call.
Yeah, most have it, most speaking.
Is Jacques there?
Who?
Jacques. Last name Strap.
Hold on. Jacques Strap. Hey, guys, I'm looking for a jock strap. What? Oh, wait a minute. Jock strap. It's you, isn't it, you cowardly little runt? When I get a hold of you, I am gonna gut you like a fish and drink your blood.
Where's your sense of humor, man?
I would say I've written down here, Mo looks a bit better in this scene than he usually has, and Barney's still blonde.
Barney's still blonde, yeah. They haven't quite.
Most haven't watched. We've got going on here.
Yeah. How does Mo's look? Because that is the one that usually...
That's the one we usually bring up a lot.
Struggles with the most, isn't it? Yeah. So how is Mo's looking on this episode? You don't really see a lot of it, but...
You've still got the saloon doors there.
Oh, the swinging
swinging doors, yeah. And that's pretty much all I've got written down for that. Although Mo has got a very extreme reaction for this phone call.
Go.
He tells Bart he's going to gut him like a fish and drink his blood, which is for a children's cartoon. It's, oof. I can see why, the parents might have had a problem with this. Why won't somebody please think of the children?
It's a bit tame compared to today, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but but there is a reason for the phone call, because Bart
is trying to cheer Lisa up.
He tries to cheer Lisa up. He's on the floor laughing about how funny this all is.
Where's the sense of humour, man?
But Lisa obviously is not affected and doesn't laugh at all because she's sad.
She's sad because, she's got a bratty brother. He bugs her every day. And this morning, her own mother gave her last cupcake away.
Well, that's a good song. I want someone to write a song about that.
Even though she didn't, Lisa said, I don't want a cupcake.
Yeah, what a hypocrite. I didn't even think about that.
See, she's blaming other people for her own mistakes.
That's hypocritical.
I don't want a cupcake. Oh my God, I can't believe you gave my cupcake away.
Children.
I don't like Lisa very much. We cut to Homer going into an arcade to practice the boxing game.
This is my favourite scene.
He gets a kid.
Noiseland.
Is that what it's called? Noiseland?
Noiseland Video Arcade. It's very loud.
I was going to say, do you remember, once upon a time, kids, not only did controllers have leads and you had to attach them, but we also used to have buildings that we went into to play video games. However, those still exist. Arcades are still around. Yeah, having recently been to Brighton.
Still a thing.
Yeah, there are still arcades. So, we're not that old.
There's still things that happen.
They're really expensive, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Everything's expensive now.
£2 to play, and it's
£2?
£2. What?
Jesus.
£1. £1 max. Used to be 50p. £1 max, though.
I mean, you should save your money for something else, like laundry. Because that's what Homer says. Give me some quarters. Doing my
laundry, yeah.
Did you take note of the games in this arcade?
I did not. Please tell me you did.
Yes, of course.
Okay, good.
This is my favourite scene in this episode. And I was pausing it quite a lot just to go back and see what the names of the arcade games were.
Very good. I'm glad that one of us was diligent.
So we've got, obviously, Super Slugfest.
Mm-hmm.
Freeway.
Okay.
Which is a driving game. Yeah. Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah.
Of course. Pack Rat.
So, Pac-Man, obviously.
Copyright.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Captain Noisy, which I kind of wanted to play. I don't know. It sounds great.
What would that even be?
I know, it sounds great.
I want to play it.
Captain Noisy, not Captain Planet, Captain Noisy.
Captain Noisy.
Eat My Shorts.
Okay, so that's a reference to Bart, but yeah.
Nuclear Winter.
Okay.
It's some sort of war game.
Some sort of, like Code Red or something.
Weirdly titled Robert Goulet Destroyer. So I don't know if you're playing as Robert Goulet and destroying stuff, or you're a Terminator or something.
Ay, caramba!
Instruction is to destroy Robert Goulet as revenge for breaking Milhouse's nose.
Oh, sorry, kid.
Episode later on. Great cameo from Robert Goulet in that episode we'll talk about later on. Yeah.
Jingle bells, bad smells.
Can you imagine it's just for you to shut up?
I can't remember her name. Vera said that? Yeah.
And we've also got Escape from Grandma's House. That's pretty good. I like
Okay, that's good.
And Time Waste.
Time Waste, okay. So, yeah, just a time-wasting
game. So, yeah, there's a couple of good titles, a few good titles there.
Okay, so Captain Noisy and Robert Goulet Destroyer. I definitely want to play.
I like Escape from Grandma's House as well. It's pretty good.
I want to play. Well, actually, there's a game on Roblox called Grandma that's very similar to that.
Okay.
Basically, you've got to try and get around the house without Grandma
if you want
catching
to
you.
put Noiseland in Springfield, that's the games you'll be playing.
I mean, there are 2 games there I definitely want to play. If there are any independent game makers out there and you're going to make a game on Steam, please make Captain Noisy and Robert Goulet Terminator?
Robert Goulet Destroyer.
Yeah.
Very random.
They like Robert Goulet, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know if that encourages him to make an appearance later on.
Maybe.
I don't know. But
he saw that and he was like, oh my God, I love this show. Anyway.
Another fun fact about Robert Goulet as well.
What's that?
He sang the national anthem at WrestleMania 6.
The British national anthem, yeah?
No, the Canadian.
Canadian national anthem. Good. No, wait. Oh, Canada.
It's the same year, isn't it? Yeah, 1990.
1990.
6, yeah. Because I would have been 6.
Yeah, 6. I would have been 6, yeah.
Right, same year. Huh. There you go. There's another fact for you.
Weird links. There you go.
There you go.
Strange.
Anyway,
we should start a podcast about weird links.
I mean, it's not that weird. It just happens to be
Shut up, man. Anyway, Homer gets a kid to teach him how to play this game properly because this kid is like a wonder kid. He's like beating everyone left, right, and centre with one hand. He's drinking.
He won over 2,000 fights on the same quarter that he started with, which is a bit unbelievable to believe.
I mean, that's impressive.
Also, how long has he been in this arcade?
2,000 fights, say
at least 10 years, probably.
On the same quarter? Nah,
I don't know.
I mean, he's pretty good. So, like, one fight every minute or something like that. 2,000 minutes. How long is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone do the math.
Did you notice who was in the queue for this machine?
I'm going to guess Thrill House.
No, but it's a kid from the school.
Okay.
Martin Prince. Which is
yes, I did notice
very
this.
Random.
And I thought, like,
if all the kids that would be queuing up for this, Martin Prince, really?
I mean, I guess all kids love video games, right?
Jimbo? But Martin Prince, though. Queen
Jimbo
of Summertime.
Doesn't exist yet, does he?
Yeah, it's probably not a thing now, you're right.
And Kearney doesn't exist yet. And who's the other one? Dolph.
Yeah, but it's very random for... I don't know, I guess this is very early on. I don't know if we've seen Martin Prince yet.
Yeah, we saw him in the first episode, Bart the Genius, didn't we? Not the first, second episode.
The Martin Prince we go on to know would never be in an arcade playing video games.
But we already knew that he was like a super genius, like comparable to Albert Einstein.
But why would he be playing a boxing game?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Maybe he thought it was another game. I don't know. Or maybe he thought this was the line to do his laundry.
Yeah. Homer's desperate at this point.
Yeah, so he gets
to learn this game.
He gets this kid to teach him.
But he has to do something first before he gets him to teach, right?
What does he have to do?
The kid he wants him to bark like a dog. How humiliating.
That's a very kid response as well, isn't it? I'll be like, give me $50. But yeah, so Homer barks like a dog, and this kid teaches him how to play, and he teaches him all he knows, and it seems like they've been there the whole day. Basically, right? That's the way it seems. Like the line disappears, it empties out. The kid's mum comes to get him. Very 90s response here. Adults shouldn't be playing computer games.
Yeah.
A man of your age.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's well, we're just going into the 90s here, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I think video games were very much seen as a kid thing.
Well, yeah,
at this point until probably the last.
I reckon
10, 20 years.
Yeah, I reckon.
I think things have changed.
Things have definitely changed now.
Don't get me wrong. I think the older generation probably still thinks this.
Yep.
If you go from like 60 onwards, probably.
But me and Phelan had this discussion, obviously, on our other podcast as well. Like, we were the kind of like the last generation where it was kind of viewed as.
We grew up with video games, and it's always been a thing.
But we also have the whole aspect of, you're a grown-up now, it's time to put these things away and start acting like a grown-up. You shouldn't be playing video games anymore. A man of your age playing video games, come on, you should be focusing on a family and blah, 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 and paying taxes and dying eventually. So I would say that it's the generation after us that have very much been like, no, man, video games for everyone, for always, So, yeah, but a very 90s. This is what we grew up with, kids, You get to a certain age, you need to stop playing video games. You can play with your son every now and again, but don't obsess over beating him.
No, you shouldn't beat your son.
No, you should be proud that your son is surpassing you, and be like, my boy.
You didn't get the joke, did you?
No.
You shouldn't beat your son.
Oh.
Under any circumstances. Okay. There's a tweet sent out, let's go about 10 years ago, when Rey Mysterio was on the cover of a WWE game.
Okay.
And he said on the tweet, I can't wait to go home and beat my kids. Obviously referring to the game. But of course, this has come back to...
it's all come full circle, hasn't it?
Because he just wrestled his son at WrestleMania, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so there you go. That's why, because he went home and he beat his kids.
And that's the whole basis for the feud.
He's like, one day I'll get you back, Dad.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Lisa and Marge are in the car.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you take this bit. You describe this for us, because you seem to have been building up to this.
Yeah, so Marge gives Lisa advice her mum gave her, which we saw in the dream. Keep smiling, push your feelings down, and then you will fit in. You'll be invited to parties, and boys will like you. And happiness will follow. I mean, some of that advice is fine. I mean, to a certain extent.
To a certain degree, yeah.
You need to interact with people, and, if you obviously, don't have to start dating someone and marry them and have kids, it's not an obligation of life.
There is definitely a fake it till you make it kind of aspect to this. I mean, like, even if you go see a therapist, they'll tell you that you need to socialise and spend time with people, because it will naturally help you improve.
Yeah, and I know all depressed people will know that. When you spend time with your friends,
you forget your problems for a little while.
You forget your problems. It depends. Sometimes you have bad experiences even when you go out with friends, don't you? But but you generally forget your problems for the most part. But I've written in block capitals here. It's this terrible advice.
Yeah, I put some dodgy words of wisdom.
Again, this is like over 30 years ago. This is 33 years ago. So different times.
Yeah, I mean, adults weren't even allowed to play video games, so, there we go. She does have a change of heart, though. She does have a change of heart.
Oh, Marge, she does, yeah. She pulls Lisa back into the car, doesn't she?
After hearing some of the things that people were saying to her.
I used to think you were some sort of a brainiac, but I guess you're okay.
Uh-huh.
Hey, why don't you come over to my house after practice? You can do my homework.
Okay.
5 minutes, people, 5 minutes. Now, Miss Simpson, I hope we won't have a repeat of yesterday's outburst of unbridled creativity.
No, sir. Wow, Mom.
So that's where she gets it.
Like, hey, you're that weird kid.
Oh, the kid.
Yeah.
We think they're going to chat her up, don't they? And then one of them goes,
you do my homework.
Yeah, do my homework. The kid that sounds like Nelson Muntz.
Yeah.
And then
old Nelson Muntz. You can do my homework.
Yeah. And then Marge pulls her back in the car.
Yeah, she does it, and then the music teacher's like, so that's where she gets her flamboyant spirit from. So so that the musical outbreak, jazzy musical outbreak earlier on in the show,
and then
he now sees her mum do this wicked donut
in a fit of rage.
Yeah,
do we get up? Probably.
Yeah, in the build up to it. Yeah. And she wheels away.
Yeah, and she
stops a bit later on down the road and tells her
she apologises. Basically.
Yeah, I apologise. don't ever listen to what I have to say again. If you want to feel bad, and we'll be right there with you until you're ready to be happy again. And Lisa keeps smiling, and Marge says, you don't have to keep smiling now. And she says, but I feel like smiling.
Yeah, I've written down here that this turned around really quickly. This is quite sweet, I thought.
Yeah,
very quite sweet scene.
Touching little
quite
moments.
Touching, yeah.
It's very much a you're not always okay, and that's okay kind of aspect.
And that's what you need as well. When
sometimes,
when your family and whoever's close to you, people around you, then that's.
Sometimes it doesn't help when people try to bring you out of it. Sometimes you just need to ride through it, and everyone be like, what,
totally,
you do you.
Sometimes you don't want solutions to problems; you want people to listen to you.
Sometimes you don't even want people to listen to you. Sometimes you just want to feel like crap, and it's just like, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
And I will be fine soon. Stop asking me if I'm all right or if there's something you can do or giving me advice or anything like that. Just leave me alone. I don't even need to talk about it. That's what I've found sometimes. Sometimes I'm very much like I don't want to talk about it because that makes me feel worse.
Yeah.
And I also don't need your advice.
Oh, no.
So just let me just let me be.
Yeah, definitely.
And eventually I'll be okay. So,
So I think this is a good scene. Makes us like Lisa and Marge a little bit more.
Yeah,
so fleshes them out a little bit more.
It gives them a little bit more depth, doesn't it? I mean, we've had a little bit of a flashback to Marge's upbringing as well, so you can kind of see why she's the way she is with her family is very important to me, and my little world is very important, So you get a little bit more information on her. Like I said, Lisa's actually had a character now. So she's actually got that. We now know that she's a very annoying. No, she's but she has more depth to her. She's very politically aware. She's very social justice.
And she gets depressed.
Yeah. She has,
which is relatable.
Yeah. But anyway,
what isn't relatable though is being a vegetarian.
Oh. God. You don't make friends with salad.
No, clearly not. Everyone knows that song.
It's just a little wet. It's still good.
It's gone.
It's just a little airborne. It's still good. Still good.
She got to meet Paul McCartney, didn't she? So that's pretty cool. Anyway, we're getting completely off track here.
No, that's a different episode. Yeah, I was trying to think. And I'll never have that recipe again. But that's a different episode.
Same episode, isn't it?
Not that one.
You're not singing up. He does a little song with Paul McCartney.
Yeah, but it's not Apu singing it. It's his niece that sings it.
Ah, okay, right.
And then they're like, if you're here, who's watching the Quickie Mart? And he's like, like that. And then someone's stealing the squishy machine.
Snake, probably.
Probably Snake, yeah. But now we wrap up the best story in this episode.
Yeah.
Bart and Homer have their final showdown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna knock you out one more time, and that's it. This is getting boring, man.
Try not to kill me too hard, son.
Whoa!
Kid, tonight's not your night.
All right, man, you asked for it. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Ha-ha, blocked it. You missed me. I got you. Oh, good. Don't try that. I got you. Blocked you. And the crowd is on its feet as Hurricane Homer moves in for the kill.
Boys, I'd like your attention, please.
Quiet, Marge. This is my big moment. Bart the Bloody Pope Simpson is on the ropes. He is hoping I'll put him out of his misery. Well, you're in luck, Bart. Here comes my right. Oh, no! My game. I could have beat the boy. Marge, how could you? I was so close.
I'm sorry, but this is more important than that silly loud game.
You're right, Mom. I just like to use this occasion to announce my retirement, undefeated from the world of video boxing.
And we learn if Homer's learned anything from his arcade escapades.
Yes. And Bart seems a little bit shocked when he ducks his first hit and he comes out and he starts jab, 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 jab. You know, he seems to have learnt a few moves. Bart looks like he's actually struggling a little bit.
Yeah, he's kicking Bart's ass.
He's whooping his butt.
Absolutely, stomping him on the hole.
He's stomping it and walking it dry.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, he is about to destroy it. He is winding the shot up. His fist has become a blur, and then Marge pulls the plug out.
She pulls the plug. Well, she's trying to talk to him.
Oh no! Homer gives out a little yell, which I thought was quite funny. Yes, Marge has a habit of turning the things off. The game during this scene, she turns it off when we find out the note about Lisa. She turns it off now when she wants to talk about what her and Lisa have been speaking about all day in the car, I'm guessing, or at home when they got back.
Yeah. So Marge obviously says, Lisa's problems are more important than this silly, loud game. Homer obviously is very disappointed and cut up about, not being able to win this match against Bart.
Yeah, and
Bart decides to take the opportunity to announce
his official
retirement from
undefeated
from Super Suckfest.
Never to be seen again in the sport of kings.
And then, obviously, Homer's still cut up about this, but they go to the jazz club.
The jazz club.
Nice.
And probably only British audiences are going to get that reference.
Tough.
Why, you little... Even though our biggest market is the USA. Yeah, I've lost the rest of my notes.
So...
Take us home.
Fast Show's great. You should watch it, Americans.
Yeah.
If you haven't. Don't know if you'll get the British humour or not, but Johnny Depp did. So
did he? Did he like the Fast Show?
Yeah, he was in an episode.
Oh, he was in it, wasn't he? Yeah, I remember.
He was in Oh, Sutusa.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, he was in an episode.
Yeah.
Not, people do get it.
Yeah, I've lost the rest of my notes.
Yeah, so we see the Simpsons to close the episode. The Simpsons go as a family to the jazz club.
Is it called the Jazz Hole? That's the name of the...
I did write it down earlier. What was it called? Oh, Jazz Hall. It's called the Jazz Hall.
Jazz Hall.
God,
okay.
Boring.
Yeah.
Boring name.
And they go to listen to Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yep. Who plays Lisa's song.
Without permission, I might add.
Oh, no copyright.
Copyright, surely.
Did Lisa agree to this?
Does she also have proof?
Was there a verbal agreement?
But does she have proof of this said agreement as well? That's the thing. Can she prove that these allegations are correct?
Well, that's a future episode idea, though.
Well, he can't. He's dead now.
But she could still sue the family.
Oh, the estate of Bleeding Gums Murphy. Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, he dresses like he does, so...
So the Simpsons, you see the Simpsons sitting on the chairs and they're enjoying the music.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Jazz Hole actually the school? Because it looks very similar to the school setup.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like a basically.
I know that there wasn't a lot of details going on.
Yeah, it basically looks like a school PE hall.
It's just all I remember is just dark. It's just
dark,
fake dark, and there's not a lot of details. And
Homer is shocked by the lyrics.
The lyrics,
in the song.
Scandalous lyrics,
scathing lyrics.
How does he know he's singing about him?
But they know Bleeding Gums knows Lisa, though.
But do they know that Lisa wrote this song? Maybe this is a song from his youth.
No, they know it's about them.
How do they know?
Because I can't remember.
Were they there for this conversation?
Did they say Lisa?
Can they back up Lisa in her upcoming court case?
I'm sure Bleeding Gums Murphy mentions that Lisa wrote the song, right?
He just said this is from a special little someone.
Yeah, who they know is Lisa, because they know they've met.
Does Homer and Bart know they met?
But
Marge
their reaction would assume that they know that. But okay.
Yeah,
Homer is shocked and disgusted to realise that he belongs in a zoo.
Belongs in a zoo.
But there you go. And then we get this music played into the outro.
Yeah, the outro. Again, it plays over the end of the show.
Yeah.
The jazz, the sweet soul music.
Jazz.
Nice. Plays over the ending. How did you feel about that? Did you?
Pretty cool. Yeah. Always like it when The Simpsons ends differently than
Yeah, there aren't a lot of
Set up.
episodes that end differently, is there? But yeah, I like it. It's a pretty nice toe tapping beat that you can get behind. Really, beatnik. Yeah.
I don't know if the Elvis Presley estate sued The Simpsons for copyright infringement
Of Heartbreak Hotel.
Heartbreak Hotel, maybe. Who knows?
Well, people should be suing everyone all over the place. So
yeah, totally. Yeah.
But yeah, so what did you make of this episode?
Yeah, it's a good episode. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a significant episode as well for Series 1. It introduces the very not popular Bleeding Guns Murphy.
Yeah, so we've had both people who were never popular
as
now.
much as they make that joke, he's a character that you remember from the show.
Both of them are, Bleeding
Guns Murphy, significant character in the show, specifically to flesh Lisa out a little bit.
This episode is not so great. The other episode that he's in, the main story around him, is a better episode, I think. This episode,
we got a while to get to that.
Yeah, well, we got a while till we get to that. Yeah, but he's from this point on, he's pretty much a background character. You don't really get any focus on him.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's in the audience for some talk shows and stuff like that at some point as well. Like he's in lines at places, and
we shall see.
He's in crowds and stuff. But there's one more episode with him in it. That is a much better episode than this one, I think. I like that episode.
This is CNN. Yeah. We know what's coming.
Luke, I am your father.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that I think that it's quite significant for the fact that it has a B plot. The first episode we've come across that has an A and a B plot.
I think probably because Lisa takes up the chunks.
Yes,
of the
obviously
episode,
this is the first episode that isn't based around Homer or
Bart. They're
Bart.
like, we need to get Homer and Bart involved in this episode in some way, so they come up with the B plot, and it's very good.
It's
very
B-plot.
good and very funny. Yeah. So yeah, good episode all around. I think 2 good stories in this episode. Yeah, very memorable episode.
I think that this is very memorable in the fact that, like I said, they've now given Lisa a character. Marge has a little bit more of a backstory. They introduced the idea of a B plot, which is something they abandon again very quickly in the next episode. But that's because this series is all over the place. I think the fact that they've established that they can have an A and a B plot.
There's a reason why there's no B plot in the second episode. In the next episode. But we'll get to that.
I mean, there could have been,
but
they haven't introduced any of the other characters enough yet, have they?
Yeah.
That's the problem. I personally think that the story is a little bit dull, in my opinion.
Okay. Because it's lit like Lisa, or is it just...
I don't know. It's more of a... what does this kid have to be sad about kind of thing, which I know is not a very good way of looking at things, because people are going to be sad about whatever they want to be sad about. It's got nothing to do with you. Who are you to say how bad someone's problems are? But yeah, it just, I don't know.
You think because you're watching it through 38-year-old eyes,
maybe,
rather than a child's eyes?
Yeah, probably.
It's when you would have watched this episode.
But then I don't ever remember liking this episode when I was younger either.
Fair enough.
It's not one like the one previously, Bart the General, is one of my favourite episodes because it's one of the first that I ever saw. It's the first episode I ever saw. So
is it because
I like the story
to Bart more?
No, not at all. I don't. I never wanted to start a war against a bully. But I mean, I was never bullied that badly, to be honest, in the first place. But I find the episode more interesting than I do this one. This one doesn't live highly in my memory, apart from the B plot. I love the B plot. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. Great plot. Yes, indeed.
So, animation. What did you make of the animation in this episode?
Yeah, it's pretty decent for the most part.
It was pretty strong, to be honest with you. Yeah.
As we said, the Moe's Tavern is still not perfect.
You had a bit of a problem with the jazz hall.
I think the animation was fine. It just looks like they're holding it in school.
Maybe that's the aesthetic that they're going for, because it's called the hall. So school hall, jazz hall. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe they want to make you feel like you're in assembly still.
Yeah.
But, all in all, I think the animation looks pretty good. I don't think that there's anything strange or untoward happening.
Yeah, it's definitely not the first episode, Richard.
No, it is not the first episode. No way.
I'm not going to ask that.
I would probably put this right towards the end. I think that this is probably one of the last episodes that was supposed to be in the series.
Well, I think one factor with this is always Santa's Little Helper, isn't it? We always bring this up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember if...
You don't see him in this episode?
No, I can't remember. No, I don't remember seeing him. So, a bit weird. I don't know where this falls exactly. If this falls before Homer's suicide attempt. Or after, probably after.
I would say after,
probably after, because Homer's more popular than Lisa, obviously. He gets another, so dedicated to himself.
Yeah.
Before Lisa.
Which is why I'm saying I think this would come more towards the end, because it'll be more like, we've run out of ideas. Let's make Lisa. Although, if you listen to an interview with the writer of this episode, he said specifically he wanted to do an episode with Lisa. He wanted to do an episode with her character a little bit more. Yep. And he wanted to do an episode where she was really sad.
Okay. That makes sense.
Specifically said that. So this isn't an episode where they thought, what are we going to do? I guess we could do this. It was like, no, this guy had the idea to do it. But I think it came more towards the end of this series when they decided, okay, we've done pretty much all that we wanted to do, so now let's give you a chance to see how people react to this, because if you put this up near the front and people don't like it, they're not going to come back. Whereas if you put it more towards the end, I think people are more likely to give you leniency and come back. But I don't think that this episode wasn't particularly popular anyway. I think that probably an animated show, that was put on for families primarily, that shows, childhood depressions, probably actually went down quite well, I'd imagine, or maybe it didn't. Maybe people in the 90s were like, we don't want to talk about stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, yeah, that's what I think anyway.
Yeah.
Even though you don't see Santa's Little Helper.
No, but it's an episode that's remembered.
Yeah, it is remembered. It's one of the ones from the first series that is remembered for sure, definitely. All right, so what do you rate it? What do you give it?
Number 8.
8?
Yeah, 8.
Wow, that's high.
Specifically for the B plot.
Okay.
7 7 for the B plot. No. B plot gets a 10. And Lisa's presence knocks it down to an 8.
Wow, okay.
It's a bit harsh.
It's way kinder than mine.
Okay.
5.
Oh, a 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
The it's very average to me. I'm quite happy to never watch this episode again.
What, even for the Super Suckfest shit?
I would probably just watch those bits in one condensed episode,
just to see Captain Noisy is actually a real game. What about Kool-Aid?
Please make that game. Please make those games. I will buy it on Steam. I will put it on Gentlemanly Gaming, my YouTube gaming channel. I will play it on there if someone makes those games. Robert Goulet Destroyer and Captain Noisy. And you want Escape from Grandma's House.
Grandma's House, yeah.
Make those games and I will review them, I swear. I promise. And I will pay you for them. But yeah, that about's going to do it for this episode, I think. Thank you for joining me again, Tom.
Eat my shorts.
He beat me to it. That's good. Hopefully our next episode will not be as long as this one was. It's been quite a long time. Main problem has been getting people together. I've had some electronical problems and illnesses.
I thought you were a human being. Now you've got electronical problems.
It's alright, it doesn't affect you. You're not human.
Are you titanium?
Oh, I was trying to do this
Another
scene.
plug for Megan there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check out another one of our podcasts, Terrifying Tom.
Yes.
Which we're going to record after this. I was trying to do the episode where Lisa goes to the fortune teller and they go forward to the future and the robots cry and then melt.
Oh, yeah. That's a good episode. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And all the other good episodes.
And all the other good episodes, yeah. But first we have some more slightly iffy ones to get through first. But we will get there. We will get there.
And we'll see you when we get there. He is dead, yeah.
But he was never popular.
That's not true.
No. But yes. Thank you, Springden. There will be no encores. No, it's good night, Springden, isn't it? See how long it's been since I've done this.
See, I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said it.
Yeah, but
you could have got away with it.
I'm a perfectionist.
Do you want to just cut that and just do it again?
Nah, let everyone see how bad I am. Bye!
$5? Get out of here.
Este video ha sido una producción de Rich T Entertainment. Para más shows geniales como este, no te olvides de dar clic en el link que aparece aquí para visitar todos los canales de YouTube. También puedes ver este video que sugerimos para ti. Muchas gracias, no te olvides de dar like y suscribirte para más contenido como este.